All right, Kathy Perry here, and welcome to Things I've Discovered an Awakening Journey Roadmap. And what we have is a treasure trove of information, tools, and inspiration for navigating the awakening process. So, our objective is to provide you with some support and some structure. So, a roadmap, if you will, so that you can navigate the awakening process with more grace and ease. So, here is the ultimate question. Well, where are we going? So let's start with the main places that everyone really wants to visit on this journey that we call life. Where do we all want to end up? We want to end up healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I mean, I just basically sums it all up. So these are the pillars that we're going to use when we speak of this journey. So these on the roadmap are the main destinations. And as you know, everything's related, right? Wisdom will help you be wealthy, and wealth will help you well, it will help you, give you tools to access wisdom. It will also help you be healthy. And if you're not healthy, it's really difficult to feel wealthy. I mean, it's all everything. You can't really have one without the other. And when you don't have one of these pillars or destinations working for you, you feel a little bit incomplete. So a little bit of history of how we've gotten here and where we're going with them is, in our lifetimes and in our ancestors' lifetimes, I mean, there's been a lot going on the earth plane. And we have all been told that we cannot be responsible for these major pillars, for in terms of wisdom and independent thought. There's this thing called religion that was created to make sure that we couldn't access our higher selves. And even if we did, maybe we were killed for it, kind of thing. And health, we've been told that we can't be responsible for our own health. We need to go to a doctor to get that advice. And even the doctor is told that they're not ultimately responsible for their patient's health either. They need to go to a third party to get that advice. The system is very intertwined. And then finance. We've all been told that we're not really responsible for our own money and our own future and our own pensions and all sorts of things like that. So just breaking it apart a little bit, I mean, think about religion has sort of been created as a block to accessing your wisdom, and only a priest or a church leader could contact the divine, and people were actually killed for relaying that they could do this for themselves. Well, you must be talking to Satan or what have you. And the priests, the church, the leaders all over the world are now being exposed for their frailties, because you know what? They are just human. They are just like the rest of us, and they're put in these positions, and sometimes they're isolated. It's a little dysfunctional. I mean, things are like they are. I mean, the thing the light that's being shown on it is that they are or actually no better in a position to access wisdom for us. And also, everyone is unique, and we all have different answers, and we need to get them for ourselves. Health, right? We've been told to trust our doctors, and there's a pill for that. Just take the pill, right? I went to school with doctors, and I know many, and they are likable. I mean, they are really good people. They really went into this wanting to make a difference in the world, but they are not superhuman. They do not know it all, and they can't possibly know it all. I mean, we're always learning things new every day, and that education system that they take just isn't going to enable them to have all the answers. Our bodies are this entire ecosystem. Stories and evidence is everywhere about how people have healed themselves of illness by treating the bigger picture. And our medical system, the way it is, it continues to push pills and single symptom cures. It doesn't look at the big picture. And so something is terribly amiss in the healthcare system. And then finance. We were told to work our whole lives at the same job, and when we retire, these pension funds would be there for us to pay for our retirement. But what's been happening? I mean, people are so exhausted by the end of their lives. that, a lot of people were simply dropping dead, shortly after retiring. I mean, part of it is they kind of don't know who they are anymore, and they don't know what their life purpose is, and they're exhausted. And they never really got to fulfill their own hopes, their own dreams, their own visions. They were too ill by the time they got there. There's so many instances of people putting their life savings in someone else's trust, and all that accumulated wealth being wiped out by either less than ethical means or sheer stupidity. So this goes back to why do we think that someone else is better at managing our finances and therefore our wealth and abundance than we are? And why can't we learn these simple principles, and why can't we take more responsibility for that? Part is that we were told that it's way over our heads, and we can't handle this amount of detail. So the realization overall is these pillars or these destinations are our most important responsibilities in our whole entire lives. Like, this is it, right? And we're not being taught how to do any of them, or even encouraged to manage them ourselves. And the people that we've been entrusting to manage these pillars for us, they're not always very competent, or they're not even educated or informed enough to make these decisions for us. And a lot of them are conflicted. And then that's the way the system is set up, to make sure these people are conflicted. So I'm not actually saying that these people who go into these specialties, it's necessarily their fault. I mean, the system is designed to fail in a way. So the blind is leading the blind. And where? Where are we all going? And so each of these pillars or destinations, we need to reassess them from a more enlightened perspective. So here's another way of looking at these destinations is wisdom, and then that was religion. I mean, that was something created to block our access to wisdom. But really what we want to tap into is the universal knowledge. We are not alone, and we can arm ourselves, and we have the ability, each and every one of us, to access that universal knowledge. And it just takes practice and awareness in order to do that. Wealth, we are all entitled to unlimited abundance, and finance, of course, is only just one of those levers, but it is, one of those things that's in our face that blocks us or helps us right now. And health, right? Our bodies, our minds, our spiritual health. I mean, so that's the other destination. I mean, if we don't have our health, it's very difficult for us to function and feel abundant or to access that universal wisdom. We need all of these destinations or all of these pillars to work for us. So, where do I start? Well, what we've created in the Things I've Discovered, the Awakening Journey Roadmap, is in each of these areas, and you can click on, each of the buttons that will take you to a page that has more information. Each of the areas, we have some free stuff, and we have some experiences, some products you can engage in. And within the wisdom, where we start is really developing your intuition, because that's what's going to start you on your way to accessing the universe, and your intuition is sort of your pool of your senses. It's how you get connected with the universe and accessing that database and all that wealth of knowledge. So that's what we work with first. With your health, the first where we start is working on shifting your vibration. When you can start working on shifting your vibration and feeling a little lighter, you will feel healthier, and it will help getting your energy moving, and you will be able to work with solutions on how to really get your body and your mind and your emotions and everything at a high, functioning at a higher level. And then thirdly, the wealth. What we focus on initially is making money doing what you love. So finding your passion, finding what it is that you really want to do with your life, finding your life goals. All right, so does that sound good? So where do we start? Well, we recommend that you start with the wisdom side of things. If you really feel compelled that you want to start somewhere else, that's fine. But if you're looking for some insight of where to go on this journey, let's start with the wisdom intuition, because this is where you're going to receive insights for all of the destinations. So really helping that ability to tap in is going to help you everywhere. And this is an ongoing process. You are not going to just take one single course on working with your intuition and you're going to be wise and all-knowing, right? We're always learning every day. And so what we're working on is baby steps. We're going to develop these tools. We're going to practice. We're going to work at this, and we're going to get better. And we're going to look back, a month from now and go, wow, look at how far I've come. And then a year from now and say, wow, this is fantastic. So it's a process. It's a journey. So if you're willing, click on the Harness Your Intuition page and read about things and figure out what's right for you there. Okay, I will see you inside.